What if another version of you, living in a parallel universe, was trying to connect with you right now? Sounds like science fiction, right? But quantum physics suggests that our reality is just one among infinite possibilities. Every choice, every thought, creates a new path. Your alternate self is already living different versions of your story, some thriving, others stuck, and they're all connected to you. What if you could tap into that connection right now? Reality jumping, switch timelines instantly. Has this ever happened to you? Waking up one day and feeling like something's off? Like the world around you has shifted in a subtle but undeniable way? People you used to be close with start acting strange. Small details in your environment seem slightly different. You remember something with absolute certainty, only to realize it simply doesn't exist anymore. This isn't just your imagination. That unsettling feeling of disconnection might actually be a sign that you've already crossed into a parallel reality without even realizing it. Most people believe life moves in a straight, predictable, unchangeable path. But what if that's not true? What if, with every thought, every decision, and every emotion, you're actually tuning into a new version of your own existence? It might sound extreme, but what if I told you that both the mysteries of quantum physics and ancient spiritual teachings point in the same direction? What if there were patterns, signs, and events that could reveal when a shift between alternate universes is happening? Now, imagine if you could switch realities consciously. If you could tap into an alternate self, a version of you that has already overcome the challenges you're facing right now, what would that version tell you? What secrets would they share? If you've ever felt like your reality is shifting, maybe it's because it actually is. And today, you're gonna find out why. Most people believe life follows a single, fixed, unchangeable timeline. But what if that idea is completely wrong? What if, without even realizing it, you've already crossed into a parallel reality, a slightly altered version of the world where everything seems the same, yet small details no longer add up the way they used to? Maybe you felt it before. You wake up one day and something around you feels just different. Colors seem more vibrant or strangely dull. Sounds have a subtly different tone. Certain people start acting in unexpected ways, like they've picked up new personality traits overnight. These little details on their own might not seem like much, but when you start connecting the dots, a pattern emerges. Your consciousness may have realigned with a new timeline. One of the first signs of this shift is a sense of disconnection and displacement from reality. You feel like you don't completely belong where you are, as if your existence has been adjusted and certain aspects of your life no longer make sense. Some people describe it as a subtle but persistent weirdness. Everything looks familiar, yet somehow different. This happens because when you shift into another reality, fragments of your consciousness still carry traces of the previous timeline, causing a temporary misalignment with the present. Another major sign is memories that don't match the reality you're in now. You vividly remember events, names, movie quotes, or even specific historical details, only to find out they never actually happened. It's like the reality around you has been rewritten, and nobody else seems to notice. This phenomenon, widely known as the Mandela effect, has been experienced by thousands of people worldwide who share the exact same memories of things that, according to official records, never existed. But how do you explain that? If reality were truly fixed, these experiences wouldn't be possible. But it's what if the thing that changed wasn't your memory, but reality itself? Sudden shifts in your personality or abilities can also be strong indicators that you've already crossed between alternate universes. Have you ever woken up feeling like your mindset has completely changed overnight, with no real reason? Hobbies and interests that once felt essential to you suddenly lose all appeal. Fears and insecurities that used to hold you back just disappear. Some people even report developing new skills out of nowhere, as if they've inherited fragments of experience from an alternate self, a version of them that already mastered those abilities. If each reality holds different possibilities, then by shifting your frequency, You might be tapping into aspects of a new identity. Another powerful sign is the recurrence of synchronicities and repeating number patterns. You start noticing numbers like 1111, 333, 777, appearing more often than ever. People randomly bring up topics that deeply resonate with you, even though they have no idea what you're going through. Strangers look at you like they recognize you, like they've seen you before. You have dreams about unfamiliar places that somehow feel eerily familiar. All of this could mean that your consciousness is oscillating between dimensions, picking up fragments of different realities within the multiverse. A clear indication that you've shifted realities is realizing that people and situations start disappearing from your life. Suddenly, friendships that once felt unshakable fade away without explanation. Relationships change drastically. Career paths that once seemed promising lose all meaning. Even places that used to feel familiar no longer hold the same emotional connection. This happens because when you shift into a new reality, it's not just your inner world that's changing. The universe around you is reshaping itself to match your new frequency. Some connections will continue on this journey with you, but many will naturally fade away, having already served their purpose in your old timeline. So the real question is, if you've already shifted realities without realizing it, is it possible you're shifting right now? Reality shifts don't happen with flashes of light or visible portals. Most of the time, the transition is subtle, almost unnoticeable, until the signs start showing up. Little things slip out of your control, strange sensations hit you out of nowhere, and a deep feeling of transformation starts creeping in. But what if you could actually recognize this process while it's happening? And more than that, what if you could use it to shape the life you want? One of the first signs that you're oscillating between parallel realities is a distorted sense of time. Days seem to be flying by, like entire weeks are disappearing in the blink of an eye. Or the opposite happens. Time stretches, making ordinary moments feel strangely endless. Along with this weird shift, you start experiencing a wave of déjà vus, like you're reliving events that have already played out in another timeline. In some cases, this feeling intensifies and you just know what's about to happen before it does. This happens because time isn't linear. It's fluid, shaped by consciousness. And when your energy is adjusting to a new timeline, your perception of time warps along with it. Another powerful sign is a sudden urge to change your life. Something inside you wakes up, and for no clear reason you feel an uncontrollable pull to shift everything. Old habits become unbearable. People who once felt essential now seem worlds away. Your environment, your job, even your dreams start losing their meaning, like they're no longer part of your path. But this isn't just some random craving for change. It's a direct reflection of your energetic frequency, no longer matching the reality you were in before. Your mind might try to resist, clinging to the stability of your old life. But the more you fight this transition, the stronger the discomfort gets. That's because your higher self has already moved forward. It's just waiting for you to catch up. When this shift is in motion, you'll start noticing that people and situations begin to fade out of your life, out of nowhere. Friendships that once felt unshakable dissolve without explanation. Relationships change, sometimes suddenly, sometimes in a slow, quiet drift. Career paths that used to excite you just stop making sense. Even places that once felt like home now seem unfamiliar, out of sync, like they don't belong to you anymore. This happens because when you shift into a new reality, you're not just changing internally. The universe around you is restructuring itself to match your new frequency. Some connections will follow you into this next chapter, but many won't, because they've already served their purpose in your old timeline. And here's the real question. Will you cling to the past, or let the flow of transformation take you where you're meant to be? So how do you actually use this shift to your advantage? The first step is accepting that change is inevitable. Resisting it only creates confusion and struggle. Trust the process. Allow yourself to move with the signs and raise your vibration to align with the highest version of who you can be. Surround yourself with thoughts, emotions, and actions that match the reality you want to step into. The universe is constantly responding to your energy, reorganizing the events around you based on your internal shifts. The more aware you become of this transformation, the more power you have to shape it and design your experience within the multiverse of infinite possibilities. If reality is truly shifting to match your vibration, who do you choose to become from this moment forward? How to use this awareness for your personal evolution, now that you've recognized the signs that you may have shifted realities, or that this transition is happening right now. The big question is, how can you use this knowledge to accelerate your spiritual growth and create the reality you truly want? Reality shifts don't happen randomly. They respond directly to your vibration, adjusting to the frequency of your thoughts, emotions, and intentions. If you remain unaware of this process, you'll keep oscillating between realities without control. But if you learn to raise your energy consciously, you can access higher versions of yourself and transform your journey with purpose and clarity. The key to this transition lies in understanding that the universe mirrors your frequency. The higher your vibration, the more aligned you become with realities where growth, abundance, and transformation flow naturally. To achieve this, it's crucial to practice mental and emotional reprogramming. Thoughts of doubt, scarcity, and fear keep you anchored in low-frequency realities. On the other hand, states of gratitude, trust, and excitement shift your energy toward higher dimensions of the multiverse, where your higher self has already overcome the challenges you're facing now. The law of correspondence is a powerful tool for interpreting the subtle shifts happening around you. Everything in your environment reflects your inner state. If recurring patterns start appearing, such as repeating numbers, unexpected encounters, or synchronicities that feel orchestrated by the universe, this could indicate that you're moving into a new timeline. These signs aren't coincidences. They function as energetic compasses. Instead of ignoring them, ask yourself, what is my consciousness trying to show me? What does this new reality require from me? One of the most effective ways to align with this transition is through intuitive writing. When you record your sensations, thoughts, and the patterns you've been noticing, you start seeing connections that previously went unnoticed. Often this practice reveals that your reality is already shifting, and small details that seemed insignificant turn out to be key pieces in the timeline you're stepping into. Dreams also act as portals to alternate realities. When your consciousness oscillates between dimensions, this movement frequently manifests in the dream world. Lucid dreams, déjà vu within dreams, and visions of unknown places that feel strangely familiar are signs that your mind is picking up fragments of other realities. Write down your dreams. They may contain valuable messages about your journey and reveal which direction your energy is heading. But perhaps the most important step is this: accept the rhythm of change. Reality shifts don't always happen instantly. Often your vibration adjusts gradually, allowing you to integrate into your new experience. If you try to rush this process, you may create resistance and confusion. The universe operates in cycles, and understanding the principle of rhythm will help you move through these transitions without fear or hesitation. If your vibration truly determines your reality, who do you choose to become from this moment on? Now you know, reality isn't fixed. It shifts with your vibration, responds to your thoughts, and reflects the changes happening within you. If you've noticed the signs, if you've felt that something in your life has changed without any logical explanation, maybe it's because you've already crossed into a new timeline, or you're in the middle of that transition right now. This journey isn't random, it's an invitation, a call for you to wake up to your own power of manifestation, to realize that everything around you isn't just a static backdrop, but a direct reflection of your internal state. When you align with a new version of your existence, everything around you recalibrates to match that frequency, and that shift has already begun. The fact that you're here, listening to this, Reflecting on these concepts means that your consciousness has already expanded beyond the limitations of the material world. You've already sensed that there's more, that time, space, and identity are flexible, that the multiverse is alive, and that you have the ability to navigate it consciously. So now, the real question is, where do you want to go from here? If reality truly adjusts to your vibration, who do you choose to become? What version of yourself are you ready to activate in this new timeline? The universe is already listening to your answer.